Jnanakosha, Puranas,
सर्गच्च प्रतिसर्गच्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
Bhagavad Puran, Bhramar Geet. Next day, when the gopis got the news of Uddhava's arrival, they thronged in and around Nanda's residence. They recognized the chariot parked in front of the gate. It was the same chariot on which Krishna and Balrama had departed for Mathura. First, they thought that their beloved Krishna had returned, but their belief did not last long. Some of them opined that Akrura might have come again, but what for? But then someone informed that it was Uddhava, Krishna's seventh friend, who had come to preach them about metaphysical knowledge. Soon afterwards, Uddhava came out and spoke out loud. O gopis, listen to the preaching of Uddhava. But instead of listening to him, gopis covered their ears. Feeling insulted, Uddhava expressed his dissatisfaction over their behavior. Gopis said to him, O gentleman, firstly, we are not familiar with you. Secondly, we have no capacity to hear your preaching. Yes, if you wish to give us a message of our most beloved, thousands of years are eager to hear that. Uddhava then introduced himself as the intimate friend of Lord Krishna. Knowing his identity, gopis welcomed and treated Uddhava warmly. Uddhava then began to say again, O gopis, the person whom you are declaring as your beloved friend, in fact has no mother, no father. He has no form, no color, and no body. He is above all, non-existing, all-pervasive, and the giver of joy. He is never separate from his devotee and beloved ones. All of you, too, feel the presence of that Supreme Being and be happy forever. Gopi said, Uddhava, as long as Ghanashyam stayed with us, we saw endless virtues in him, but only within 6 months of his stay in Mathura, you wiped out all of his virtues and turned him virtueless. Tell us, with which mouth did he eat butter? With which hand did he break our pitchers? With which feet did he pasture cows in the forest? And with which feet did he dance on the foot of Kaliya? Was he another Krishna? Harsh reaction of the gopis startled Uddhava. He began to think where he had been caught. His knowledge of Vedanta was proving ineffective on the gopis, who are sunk in so much love. On the other hand, gopis too were feeling embraced for treating the guest bitterly. But they were also not prepared to listen to such preaching that condemned love. Moreover, they had let out their long accumulating feeling. Meanwhile, a bumblebee perched at Radha's feet, mistaking them for lotus. Pointing it all the gopis said, Beware of bumblebee, beware if you dare to touch the feet of our Radha. It appears that you are a disciple of Krishna. There is now no secret regarding the virtues and actions of your friend, but it is good that he and you tied in friendship. You are black and your friend has a black heart. Virtues of both of you are same. First he imbibed us in his love, then left us ruthlessly forever. He is not sorry for us, but why does Lakshmi serve in those feet? She must be careful lest he should be deceived like us. O bumblebee, you also appear to be a polymath who has come here to preach us, but you won't get an audience in Braj. You should better go to Mathura. There is one Kubja, go and relate your tale to her. You will receive ample donations from her. What will you get from the gopis here? They have already lost their mental balance because of their separation from the beloved Krishna. If you have come to ask why we loved Krishna, O bumblebee, we have no knowledge. But we know that our love for Krishna was not a mistake. Even the goddess Lakshmi does not leave his feet for a moment. Why should we leave his feet then? But, O Bubblebee, have you really come to convince us? When he could not come out of shame, he sent you to console us, the deaf and dumb gopis. But be careful if you put your head at the feet of Radha. Get away. We have already seen enough of flattery and flirtation of your friend. Deserting our affection for ephemeral things, we loved that eternal one, but he too abandoned us. Can you guess about our condition? Tell us, O Uddhava, shall we ever get the sight of Sri Krishna again? Hearing the tragic tale of the gopis, Uddhava too felt very sorry for them. He felt as if Mathuranath, Lord Krishna, was indeed neglecting those gopis. Uddhava stayed in Vrindavana for 6 months. There he saw every place, every spot where Lord Krishna had played once. When he was returning to Mathura, Mother Yashoda presented him with butter. Radha gave him the flute. Thus immersed in the love and overwhelmed by its feeling, Uddhava reached Mathura. He said to Krishna, Lord, the real appearance of love that I saw in Vrindavan is the only truth. Sri Krishna said, Uddhava, you are weeping. Just look at me. Uddhava looked at him with wide open eyes. In every single hair of Lord there existed gopis. Uddhava was indeed a savant, but Lord had sent him to Brij only to be taught a lesson of love. Battles with Jarasandha and construction of Dwarakapuri. After the death of Kamsa, his widowed queens Hasti and Prapti returned to their father Jarasandha's home and informed him that Krishna and Balarama had killed their husband Kansa. Infuriated by the news, Jarasandha at once launched a massive attack on Mathura. The people of Mathura were frightened by the strength of Jarasandha's army. Lord Krishna too fell in deep thought. Just then divine weapons and chariots appeared from the heaven. Both the brothers took the weapons and boarded their chariots. Then they fought a fierce battle and slayed all the army of Jarasandha. Balarama furiously caught Jarasandha and was about to kill him, but Lord Krishna stopped him. They then released Jarasandha and let him go unhurt. Jarasandha felt ashamed that Krishna released him because of his helpless condition. Sukadev says, O Parikshit, despite his shameful defeat, Jarasandha attacked Mathura 7 times with huge armies. But every time the Lord defeated him and released him in kindness. And every time Jarasandha felt more humiliated. At last, instead of attacking Mathura himself, Jarasandha sent Kalyavan to defeat Sri Krishna. Kalyavan launched an attack on Mathura with 1 crore strong Melecha army. This time Lord Krishna decided to vacate Mathura instead of countering the attack. He got Dwarakapuri constructed by Vishwakarma and settled all the people of Mathura there. Then unarmed, Lord Krishna walked past Kalyavan. Pointed by Narada, Kalyavan at once recognized Krishna and gave him a chase. He also challenged him, but the Lord did not listen to his challenge and kept moving with face turned away. Kalyavan chased him for long but could not catch up. Ultimately, the Lord entered a cave. Kalyavan too followed him into the cave. In the cave, the Lord saw that someone was sleeping there. So he covered the man with his elbow length of cloth and himself hid inside the cave. Kalyavan too arrived there and saw the sleeping man. He mistook him for God and said, Krishna, you might have thought that braves do not attack unsleeping people, so I will first wake you up and then kill you. Saying that, Kalyavan kicked the sleeping man hard. However, as soon as the man awakened and glanced at Kalyavan, Kalyavan got incinerated at once. Tale of Muchkund. Parikshit asked Gurudev, Who was that sleeping man? Sukadev says, O king, that sleeping man was Muchkund, the son of the king Mandata. The gods had sought his assistance in their war against the demon during the Satya Yuga. With Muchkund's help, the gods had defeated the demons and thus pleased had asked him to seek a boon. Muchkund then had sought a boon of seeing God in tangible form. The gods had assured him that he would have a sight of God in Dwapar Yuga. Since Dwapar Yuga was still far away, so Muchkund had asked, What should I do till then? The gods asked him to sleep somewhere and blessed him with a boon that whoever waked him up would be incinerated at once by his glance. Thus, in order to get Kalyavan incinerated and show Muchkund with his divine form, Lord had gone to that spot where Muchkund was sleeping. Muchkund got the sight of God in Chaturbhuj form and sought a boon of continuous devotion for 3 births. Thus Lord defeated Malech army and captured all their wealth. He also defeated Jarasandha and caused great joy for the people of Dwarka. The king of Anarath, Raivat, got his daughter Revati married to Balram with the blessings of Brahma. Message of Rukmani for Lord Krishna. Sukadev said, O Parikshit, Bhishmak was the king of Vidarbha. He had 5 sons and a daughter, Rukmani. Rukmi, the eldest son of Bhishmak, had fixed his daughter's engagement with Shishupal, the prince of Chaidil. Narada did not like this development. He went to Kundanpur, the capital of Vidarbha, and said in the court of Bhishmak, O king, I am coming from Dwarka. Bhishmak said, O great sage, I have never heard about any city named Dwarka. Thus, in the court of Bhishmak, Narada narrated about the life of Lord Krishna and the grandeur of Dwarka. Bhishmak heard the tale with full attention. His daughter Rukmani too enjoyed the tale, but Rukmani had a strong opposition against Lord Krishna. Ignoring the wish of his father, Rukmi, he was not ready to get his sister married to Lord Krishna. On the appointed day, Shishupal appeared there in a procession to get married with Rukmani, but Rukmani was determined to marry Lord Krishna. She sent a love letter to Krishna through a loyal Brahmin and declared a fast unto death. Lord Krishna read her letter, which said, O Trilokanatha, since the moment these ears have heard about your virtues, actions, character, and place, my soul experiences divine peace. O Achyut, my mind is dedicated in your feet. O great among the men, this Rukmani has dedicated herself in your feet. Now it is up to you to see that no jackal could take away the lion's share. The Brahmin, the carrier of the letter, returned to Kundanpur with an assurance from the Lord. Lord too called the charioteer and out at once for Kundanpur. There in Kundanpur, Rukmani, after getting the assurance from the Brahmin, was thus waiting for Lord's arrival. Preparations for Rukmani's marriage with Shishupala were on with full swing in Kundanpur. All the houses, streets, and lanes were cleaned and sprinkled with scented water. All the men and women folk donned new clothes and ornaments. King Bhishmak worshipped his ancestors and gods and welcomed the Brahmins liberally. Extremely beautiful Princess Rukmani was given ceremonial bath and donned with auspicious clothes and bracelets. The king of Chedi, Damaghosh, got the auspicious rites for the marriage of his son Shishupal, performed by Brahmins. All the Bharatis, people in marriage procession, were given grand reception. Many great kings like Shalva, Jarasandh, Dantavaktra, Viduratha, and Pandurak were present in the marriage procession. They had come with their armies with an intention of fighting Krishna and Balrama. After Krishna's departure, Balrama too set out for Kundanpur with the Chaturangi with 4 wings army for he had known about their opponent's preparedness. Rukmani was eagerly awaiting Lord's arrival. She had received the cows that Dwarkanath Krishna had resolved to take her away, and the news she was feeling overwhelmed in her heart about this news. Seeing Lord Krishna arrived intently in the marriage ceremonies of his daughter, King Bhishmak welcomed him. Seeing him, even the common people of Vidarbha prayed, "May our Princess Rukmani get Sri Krishna as her husband." At the same time, Rukmani emerged from her palace to go to the temple of Ambika Devi. Soldiers were guarding her. In the temple, Rukmani prayed peacefully. "O Mother Ambika, I greet you and Ganapati, who is sitting in your lap. I seek your blessings that may my wish be fulfilled and may I receive Sri Krishna as my husband." On her way back, Rukmani was walking very slowly, for she was awaiting Lord's arrival, which was due to any moment. Just then, Lord Krishna appeared before her. Before she could ride her chariot, Lord lifted her from amidst the crowd, and in the presence of hundreds of kings, Krishna and Balrama eloped away with Rukmani. Krishna defeats Rukmani and marries Rukmani. Krishna defeats Rukmini and marries Rukmani. Hearing the news that Krishna has eloped with Rukmani, Rukmini and all other kings present there boiled with anger. Accompanied by their huge army, they decided to give them a chase. Thus chased by them, Yadvanshis stopped and encountered the kings boldly. With a true ambition to win, brave Yadav soldiers defeated the enemies. All the kings like Jarasandha fled for their lives. Rukmini had resolved that without getting Rukmini released from Krishna's captivity, he would not show his face in Kundanpur. He chased Lord Krishna for long, but Dwarkanath defeated him and got his head shaved. Thus, defeating all the kings, Lord Krishna brought Rukmini to Dwarka. There they got married formally. All the people of Dwarka celebrated festivities for many days. People presented them with a lot of precious gifts. All the people were in great joy to see Lakshmi as Rukmini with her husband Lord Krishna. Birth of Pradyumna, killing of Shambharasur. Shukadev says, "O Parikshit, Kamadev was a part of Lord himself. After getting incinerated by Rudra, Kamadev took refuge in the Supreme Lord to get an incarnation once more. Thus Kamadev was born as Rukmani's first son Pradyumna. But just after his birth, Pradyumna was kidnapped by a demon, Shambharasur. The demon dropped the baby into the sea, where a huge fish swallowed him in whole. Coincidentally, the fish was caught by the fishers and presented to the kitchen of Shambharasur. When the cooks cut the fish open, an extremely beautiful baby emerged. Mayavati, the governess of the kitchen, felt overjoyed to see the baby. She began to raise the baby with love and affection. Once Narada arrived in the kitchen and said, "Mayavati, do you know who is in your lap?" "No, Devarishi, I found him from the belly of a fish," said Mayavati. Devarishi Narada said, "He is your husband Kamadev and you are his wife Rati. In this birth he has appeared as Pradyumna, the son of Krishna." Hearing this, Mayavati saluted Narada with respect. Since then she regarded Pradyumna as her husband and served him accordingly. When Pradyumna matured, Mayavati reminded him about his real appearance. Pradyumna thereafter killed Shambharasur and got married with Mayavati. Then the couple arrived in Dwarka. Taylor Shamantak, the gem and its theft. A person named Satyajit was a great devotee of Lord Surya Narayana. Pleased by his devotion, Suryadev presented him a gem called Samantak. The gem had a radiance equal to the sun. Bearing that gem, Satyajit arrived in Lord's court. By the radiance of his gem, all the people and the courtiers mistook him for Surya Dev and stood in his regard. But the Lord recognized him and asked his courtiers to be calm. Then to Satrajit, Lord said, Satrajit, your gem is really very beautiful. Nana, Ugrasen is the king of this region. If you present this gem to him, it will be very good. But Satrajit refused to present that gem. One day later on, Satrajit's brother Prasennajit went hunting, wearing the gem in his neck. In the forest, a lion killed him and snatched the gem. The lion was in turn killed by the Ursin king Jambavan. Jambavan took the gem to his cave and gave it to his children to play with. When Prasennajit did not return from hunting, Satrajit felt sorry and accused Krishna that he had killed his brother for the gem. When Lord Krishna heard that he was being blamed for the mishap, he himself went to the forest. There he found the dead body of Prasennajit, but there was no sign of the gem around the cadaver. He found only footprints of a lion leaving from there. Following the footprints, he discovered the dead lion and the footprints of a great bear. Following the footprints, he reached in the cave where Jambavan's daughter Jambavati was playing with the gem. As soon as the Lord Krishna proceeded to take the gem, Jambavan arrived. A fierce duel resulted between them. They continued to fight for 26 days without truce. On the 27th day, Jambavan requested Lord, please wait, O Lord. Lord said, do you want to take rest? No, said Jambavan. I have recognized you. You are none other than Lord Narayana himself. Nobody else has the power to defeat me. Lord appeared before Jambavan as Sri Rama. Jambavan prayed and worshipped him. He was feeling guilty that he dared to fight Lord. Lord said that he had arrived there for the gem only. Jambavan gave him the gem and also his daughter Jambavati. Lord returned the gem to Satrajit and married Jambavati formally. Lord summoned Satrajit to his court and in the presence of the king Ugrasen related the sequence of incidents that took place in the jungle. Satrajit felt ashamed. With a feeling of repentance, he took the gem. He was getting afraid also that he made enmity with Lord Krishna without reason. Hence, to expiate his crime, Satrajit thought of presenting the gem Shamantak and his daughter Satyabhama to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna accepted Satyabhama as his wife, but returned the gem to Satrajit, saying, it is a gift of Lord Suryadev. Keep it with you. You are required to deposit the gold that you get from it in the royal treasure. Akrura and Kritivarma were not pleased with the marriage of Satyabhama, so they got Satrajit killed by Shadanava. Shadanva killed Satrajit in his sleep and absconded with the gem. Lord Krishna was then away in Hastinapur. Satyabhama too reached there and informed Krishna about her father's assassination. With Balrama, Lord Krishna chased Shatdhanava. But even after killing him, they could not trace the gem. Shatdhanva had given the gem to Akrura to keep till his return. But after the death of Shatdhanva, frightened Akrura came to stay in Kashi. From the effect of the gem, Akrura performed many grand yajnas there. Lord summoned Akrura from Kashi. After welcoming and treating him in the court, Lord asked him about the gem. Akrura showed the gem in the court, but Lord returned the gem to Akrura.